I have a huge announcement. All right, welcome back to the vlog channel. This is Medero Vlog Moments. This is where I share all things Disney, travel, vacations, puppies. I'm not sure how you found my channel, but thank you so much for coming. I'm going to be sharing today huge news. And as you can tell by the ears, and I'm in my office with all my Disney stuff, it's a little bit of a mess, but I'm a planner girl who loves to organize, and I love a little bit of a mess. But we pulled the trigger. We are now Disney Vacation Club members. Yay! Now, if you've been here for some time, you may already know that we have been talking about this for a long time. My family are DVC members, my parents. They became DVC members when I was in high school. And for those of you that don't know, and you're here because you love Disney, but you don't know about Disney Vacation Club, DVC stands for Disney Vacation Club. It's a timeshare with Disney where you can use your points at all of their hotels, cruise lines, and then they have hotels around the world and other magical vacations and things like that you can use your points for. But it just has never been the right time for my husband and I to do it. So we have not we've not been hurting the last 16 years of our marriage when it comes to vacation. We've loved to travel to Disney, and every time we do, I try to vlog it. I do a room tour and share with you guys any tips and tricks I can on this channel. In fact, I started those vlogs and documenting our travels on my main channel, Elizabeth Medero, and then I realized, you know what, I want all of that on one channel so we can go back and relive those and remember those trips. So that's kind of how this channel started, is so that we could remember our trips. But then it's evolved to being able to share with you guys and be helpful to you when you're planning your trip too. Because I know it's fun to watch other people on their vacations, but I thought if I can give any advice or any suggestions in any way, I'd love to help make your trip magical as well. So we have been wanting to be DVC members, or I have been my whole life since I was a kid. And we have traveled to Disney quite a bit. We've stayed at their value resorts, not so much their moderate, but even their DVC we've done. We've rented points through third parties with Dave's DVC rental. And I think what sealed the deal for us is we rented those points this past year from Dave's DVC rental to use at Aulani, Disney's Disney Vacation Club Resort in Hawaii. And that was a trip that I have talked about forever, that we've wanted to do our whole marriage, but hadn't pulled the trigger yet. So we saved, we rented those points from Dave's DVC, and then the world shut down last year. And I was heartbroken, not just because of our trip, but just because we'd been waiting for our whole lives for this, and then it just was not happening. So I was devastated. So we decided to still go to Disney and to use one of those trips that we had booked with Dave's DVC for Aulani. I had booked it in 2 parts, 2 4-night stays. We used one of those 4-night stays for Boardwalk in October, and I shared with you guys those videos. And I have to tell you, staying at the DVC resort, the 1-bedroom, and at Boardwalk, and being able to walk to Epcot, walk to studios, take the boats, being right there changed everything for us. It changed the game. We loved staying at the DVC resort so much. And then we stayed off property in November, and it's not the same experience. If you've stayed DVC and then stayed off property, comment down below your thoughts. Maybe, for some people it doesn't matter and you're fine with it. We're fine with it too, but there is a difference with staying on property versus on. When you're on property, the pool games and the way the cast members treat you and just all the little different magical touches that are along the way make your trip go from here to here. And that's why we love it so much. So we also surprised the kids, and I've probably already posted these videos. If I haven't already, they will be coming with their first Universal trip. We've never taken them to Universal. I haven't been there in forever. I think it was my husband and I were like just married, or we were dating, and we went. And we surprised them with the trip, and I hadn't been there in forever, and we had a great time, but it wasn't the same as Disney. And we were missing those small magical touches that Disney does, that we love when they go above and beyond and surprise you and just that level of excellence that makes our heart excited to go on vacation. I know I'm a Disney girl. I knew that wasn't going to change by going to Universal. We were looking at that as just like a one-time trip, and we'll probably go back in a few years. But something started happening when we got home from that trip where my husband and I were talking about it and talking about Vacation Club, and our family members, extended family, were going on Vacation Club trips. And we started talking seriously about DVC and started trying to really figure out how many points do we need to travel and do the kinds of trips we want each year? How many points can we actually afford? Should we buy resale, like a used contract that we could buy from a third party? Should we buy straight from Disney? And so we started having that conversation and trying to figure out what was the best for us. Now, going through all the details of buying resale versus buying through Disney, I think needs to be like a whole separate video, because this is more of like the announcement video. Like, I'm just sharing with you guys that we've done it. But ultimately we decided to go with Disney, and I'll give you the condensed version and then I'll go into a lengthier version in a separate video. The main reason we decided to go with Disney versus going resale was the longevity of the contract. My number one variable with becoming a DVC member was to have it for the length of time I could. And if we bought through Disney, we could buy through their newest resort, we could buy through Riviera, and we could have our contract for 50 years versus 20 or 30 or 40. And I just want to have DVC until my old age. That's what it came down to. But I'll go through all the pros and cons of buying resale versus buying through Disney in a separate video. But we decided to pull the trigger. We pulled the trigger on 200 points, and we decided to do it through Riviera, which will be our home resort, and we will have it until 2070. So we did it. We're DVC members and we're so excited. So I feel like I'm officially now like part of the club, and we have our first DVC trip. We're gonna go back to Boardwalk because we are obsessed with Boardwalk. We're so excited. And we will be going back there in a couple months, and then we're gonna start planning our trips this year with our points, and we couldn't be more thrilled. If you are a DVC member and you have any tips or suggestions on booking and banking and all those things, definitely leave some comments down below for your girl, because I am new. And as I learn things, I will be sharing with you guys, because I love bringing you along on the journey, and hopefully it will answer questions if you're considering becoming a DVC member. But in our 16 years of marriage, we have gone to Disney every year. We have been annual pass holders every single year, so it's not going anywhere. And I think no matter where we live, we will still go to Disney. Even though we live in Florida, so it's pretty convenient, we will continue to go. So let me know, are you a DVC member? Where's your contract with? What resort? And share any scoop that you have. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I just had to share with you guys the huge news. I was super pumped to share with you that we are part of the club. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.